Hello everyone, I'm Viviana Stube. I'm a partner at CITIZENSHip Stube. Welcome back to our live weekly update. This month we'll be talking to you about U.S. citizenship. How do you become a U.S. citizen, either by birth in the U.S. or its territories, by naturalization, or by acquisition or derivation. Today I wanted to talk to you about some questions that I get asked frequently about the naturalization process. So the first question is always, do I have to learn the 100 questions? And the answer is, yes, you should. Because at the test, the officer is going to ask you 10 questions and you have to answer 6 out of the 10 correctly, and you don't know which questions they're going to ask ahead of time. So you should learn the 100 questions. If you are 50 years old and you've been a permanent resident for 20 years, or if you're 55 years old and you've been a permanent resident for 15 years, then you can take the test in your native language. You just have to bring an interpreter to the interview. Also, if you're 65 or older and you've been a permanent resident for 20 years, then you only need to learn 20 questions. There's a different type of test that you take. It's only 20 questions that you need to learn. There's also an exemption that you can file based on disability. It's the form N648. It has to be filled out by your doctor. There's certain requirements and it's very specific, so you should consult with an immigration attorney to see if you would qualify for it and to review the form to see if the doctor filled it out properly. So the other question that I get is, what happens if I fail the test the first time? Then you get a second chance. You get a second chance if you either fail by not passing the civics test or the English requirement or the speaking requirements. Because it's not just learning the questions, the officer also needs to test if you are able to understand what the officer is saying and you're able to communicate in English. So the officer is going to go through the whole application, all the questions, and you have to understand what they're asking, not just memorize the questions. Another question that I get is, okay, so let's say I have 2 interviews and I still fail the test, or I fail the English requirement. What happens then? Then you can reapply. You can reapply as many times as you want. There's no limit. You just have to pay the fee again and wait for the interview again. So you just make sure that you're ready for it the next time. Another question that I get is, can I travel while my application is pending? Yes, you can. You just have to update the information when you go to the interview. Same thing if you change jobs or anything like that, or get divorced or remarry, you have to update that information when they do the interview. Another question that I get is, can I change my name? Can I legally change my name? You can. You can do it before you apply, you can do it during the process. Once you go to the interview, you have to inform the officer that you're legally changing your name, so the certificate of naturalization comes out with that name. So let's say you get approved. What happens then? Then you get an oath ceremony interview appointment, so that day you're going to swear allegiance to the U.S. Constitution, to the U.S. government. You're going to hand in your green card and they're going to give you the certificate of naturalization. Once you get that certificate of naturalization, you have to go apply for a U.S. passport if you want to travel, because once you become a citizen, you have to travel with the U.S. passport. You can apply for a passport at the post office. Some cities have local passport offices, but they can only grant them if you have an emergency, if you're going to travel within a certain time. And lately, because of COVID, it's very difficult to get an appointment. So that's it for this week. If you have any questions, if you want us to help you with your naturalization process, if you want us to evaluate if you can qualify for the disability waiver, or if you want to consult anything else regarding your immigration matters or your family, give us a call, send us a message, and we'll gladly give you an appointment. That's it for this week. We hope you're staying safe, you're doing well, and we'll see you next week. Thank you.